Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right. I'm out here late, man. Late night edition, you feel me? Nonetheless, you know what I'm saying, coming out here once again, as you all know. So with that being said, I want to begin a lesson off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Makakurash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Back here with another lesson through the spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? Out here on the highways and the byways, pushing this truth, man, through peace, through faith, and through sincerity, man. Salaki. Trying to set it up a little bit. Ooh, shit. But yeah, man, back out here once again on the highways and byways. Thankful as always, you know what I'm saying, to be out here pushing this truth week in and week out, man. There's been a lot of things that's been going on in the news, and I'm gonna hit a few points regarding that. And yeah, man, whatever else comes out is gonna come out through the spirit. Let's take a look at the beautiful sunset real quick. All right. Now that y'all seen that, go ahead, point back on myself. With that being said, though, man, a lot of things have been going on through the news. I am going to end up playing a clip in this video, so I just want to declare fair use right now before I forget. As a matter of fact, we can start off with that, because that's the first thing I got on my list anyways. Put this in receipts. Alright, so I'm gonna play a few videos actually in this lesson. Alright. Not done. Alright. I'm gonna be reading copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes. Salaki. For purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips to balance in the favor of fair use. So with that being said, declaring fair use, man, because I don't want these people to say, oh, he's using my content for monetary gain and all this other shit, which is not the truth at all. You know, just using this for educational purposes. So I want y'all to watch this video.
This is to go in.
Hold on, Salaki.
Ukraine with you, you might as well hang it up, because the British, the French, and the Germans don't have the capability to go into Western Ukraine and protect themselves, let alone protect their countries. And all President Putin has done is he said, look, I'm going to position these missiles. They can reach London, they can reach Berlin, they can reach Paris, they can reach all the NATO bases in Western Ukraine. It's up to you. If you're going to attack us, if you're going to move forward with this plan of sending the coalition of the willing into Western Ukraine, if you're going to launch strikes against us, we'll retaliate, and you're going to lose. You know, this is back to something else that Americans don't understand and Europeans have forgotten. Military power takes years to develop. It takes decades. When you go to war on the basis of what you have been able to accumulate and build up as a minimum for 10 years. What have we been doing over the last 30 years? We've been running around with a baseball bat, beating people over the head all over the developing world who have no air defense, no means of protecting themselves, and bombing the living daylights out of them, and then beating our chests and reminding everyone that we're the most powerful people in the world. Well, that's over. All you have to do now to see the end of NATO clearly
Salakia, goddamn, man.
is to go into Ukraine with you.
All right, so this shit don't want to work now.
Beating people over the head all over the developing world who have no air defense, no means of protecting themselves, and bombing the living daylights out of them, and then beating our chests and reminding everyone that we're the most powerful people in the world. Well, that's over. All you have to do now to see the end of NATO clearly and unambiguously is also look at the Middle East with the announcement today by China that they are backing the Strategic Mutual Defense Agreement between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia, quote unquote, completely.
All right, that and this.
Agreement between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia, quote unquote, completely. Well, Pakistan's a nuclear power, and it's a nuclear power because of some of the help and assistance that China provided. What China is saying that if we and Israel want to continue to attack everybody in the Middle East, including Iran, potentially Egypt, or anybody else that stands in Israel's way, China will no longer stay out of it. In other words, Chinese military and political power, Chinese national power, for the first time in a very long time, I would say certainly over a century, is now on the world stage. So you're looking at the disintegration of NATO on the one hand, the diminishment of Washington's influence, new constraints emerging on what we can do beyond our borders, and China in the middle of all of this, not just Russia, but China. And then all of this has to be seen in the context of BRICS, gold-backed currency, the widespread changes economically. It's all tied together. We're on the losing right now.
Can I ask you about China? I'm glad you brought this up, and we'll get you out of here on this, Colonel. This weekend I had a pretty illuminating discussion with...
So, as you all heard, man, which is a lot of stuff that he just said, and I've been saying this, right? Just think about it like this. I always use this analogy when it comes to America and the wars that they've been in, right? If you just look at it from a historical standpoint, okay? America has been in numerous wars and battles throughout its nearly 250 years of existence, right? In those wars and battles, they've always, or majority of the times, fought people that was at a lower standard that they was, which is what he was saying. It's like when Alabama, one of the best football teams in college football history, go up against some D2, D3, some whack-ass school, put up 70 points on them, and then start, you know what I'm saying, boasting and bragging about it as if they've done something or accomplished something. Like they just so tough, right? Well, I don't even want to use Alabama because they actually are good. We could use like somebody like Vanderbilt. A weak-ass SEC school, when they go against people that's actually of competition, they don't do nothing. But then if they go against some weak D2, D3 NAIA school, and they put up 60 or 70 points on them, then they feeling like the national champions, right? That's the equivalent of America when it comes to going up against these weak opponents that they have, right? But now, like I said, and I've been saying, and this you can research this, you know what I'm saying? People from the military and whatnot who've worked in the United States government have been saying this, that America's military power, you know what I'm saying, the things that they use in the military, you know what I'm saying, like bombers and stuff like that, or just missiles in general, that stuff has not been updated since the 80s and 90s. It's 30 to 40 years outdated. That's why he says, what have we been doing for the last 30 years? That's why he said that. Because that shit is outdated, man. So the fact that you have a spokesperson who speaks so highly of America, you know what I'm saying, and the things that they've done in the past, because these other countries did not have those same facilities in their backyard, thinking that these are the olden days when it's really not. You know what I'm saying? They have caught up and surpassed America in military intelligence and all of that stuff. Well, now you about to fight somebody that's at your level or above your level. And you all thinking this is the glory days, or back in the day when America, you know what I'm saying, had a monopoly on military power and military might and strategy and stuff like that. Those days are over with, man. That shit is out the window. So you can go ahead and get that idea out of your way, thinking that America's gonna go into a war and just dominate Russia or China or Iran or any opponent that they come against, because it's not gonna happen. Let me get this. As the scriptures say, man, prophecy is gonna be fulfilled. Let me get this Obadiah. I wanted to get another. I'll get this, man. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 1, it reads, Edom will be humbled. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, the Most High Power, Yahweh, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. That's what these other nations are about to do. They're about to rise up against America in battle. And why is that? Because of all the atrocities, the wickedness, the iniquity that they spread amongst the whole world. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Like I've said, man, you know, Americans, especially so-called Edomites, or I don't want to say so-called, but so-called white people, when it comes to giving birth and them having a population, it's the statistics are incorrect when it comes to dividing up race. They always say that, oh, black people are the minorities or so-and-so are the minorities, when it's not true, right? Well, actually, the majority. If you walk around and you see, it's majority of Jakes that's getting busy when it comes to having kids. Even though the birth rate is down right now as a whole, there's still a lot of Jakes that's out there having kids, and we typically have more kids than the so-called white man, right? We be producing at a higher rate than they do. So in fact, they are the minority. If you take Jake as a whole versus the Edomites, we are the majority, right? That's why the scriptures say we are the sand of the sea. You never seen no black man or no Latino man or no damn Native American, right? Or any of the other nations that we're a part of have problems with having kids. We've always been fruitful and multiplied. I just seen a statistic about, I just seen an article about Sean Alexander, man. This nigga's having his 14th kid. So Jacob never had problems popping out women. And if we wasn't just, and if in this society, if we wasn't just, you know what I'm saying, if it wasn't made to where we could only have one woman, we would be having way more kids than what this nigga having. It just costs too much right now. It's not beneficial to have that many kids or even have multiple wives right now in this kingdom. By the way Esau Edom has set it up. But that's what it means when it say small among the heathen, man. I said this before. This is a statistic. In 2016, more Edomites, more so-called white people died than was born. That's a fact. More white people died than was born, man. They've always had problems with fertility, you know what I'm saying, getting pregnant, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna continue to come to pass, man. They gonna keep on, their numbers are gonna continue to dwindle as we keep on going into these latter days, because the Lord is about to start plaguing their ass more and more. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Now, if you can't understand who that's talking about, then that just give us a key indicator who them people are today. The Edomites, the so-called Caucasians, they call them Caucasians because they came out the Caucasus Mountains. Them wasn't the only mountains they were dwelling in. They've been known to be troglodytes, right? Cave dwellers. Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground, right? They have that sense of pride that just is all over their spirit. It's good to have a sense of confidence, but pride is a whole different thing. Cockiness is a whole different thing, man. That's what they have. They have a sense or an innate ability to just think that nobody can fuck with them at all, right? That no other nations can fuck with them at all. Who shall bring me down to the ground? That's why we always say, man, hold on up. Yeah, I ain't kind of blagging. You know, I ain't kind of blagging. Nah, but for real though, that's why we say, man, or at least I say this a lot. The Lord is about to humble these people so bad. It's gonna be the greatest downfall ever. Do you realize that everything you see in the world right now that the Edomite have touched, everything, the Lord is gonna put it down. All of their hard work they've done over here in America, building up their empire, you know what I'm saying, all of that good stuff, the Lord is gonna bring all of this shit down with ease. It's not even gonna be a challenge. It's gonna be easy. He said it's not even gonna take him an hour. He don't even need an hour to get the job done, right? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, right? And that's symbolism as well in itself. You know what I'm saying? America is synonymous with an eagle. Damn. America is synonymous with the eagle, man. They got it on their money. They got it on their coins, right? It's an eagle right here, as you can see. It's an eagle right here. Damn. They got it on their money. They got it on their coins. They got it, you know what I'm saying, in their flags, all of that stuff. Though thou exalted thyself as the eagle, even when they promote themselves as being a superior man, the superior man, right? Even though, and me and the brother was just talking about this, even though, you know what I'm saying, we're the superior man. It's just plain and simple, we're the superior man. And y'all women want us. The women of the other nations, they don't want no damn Edomite man. They don't want no white man. They want a Jake man. They want a so-called black man. They want a Negro. It's just plain and simple. They want us. It's just how it is. Now, the Jake woman, they don't want us, and that's okay. We're happy with that. We'll be all right. The other women, the other nation women look far better than Jake women. If y'all haven't realized that, the fact that Isaiah 3, those curses that's gonna come upon our women in Isaiah 3, have already started to come to pass and consume their ass. I don't know. Only like black women. Shit. Okay. You got it, buddy. I don't discriminate. I keep all my doors, my options open for any women, right? Any nation of women. You know what I said? Highlight the play. You feel me? But no, for real though, like the brother said, very soon those women are gonna start to come. Isaiah 4:1, it's coming to pass. Going back on topic, Salaki. And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh, right? So we're starting to see now, man, number one, the Lord is going to be humbling these people very soon. More and more. Number two, the heathen are starting to greatly despise this man. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Everything that this man have worked to keep hidden, keep keep hidden and keep silent and keep in the dark has been coming out. It's been coming out to light, man. More and more as the days go on, it's been coming out to light. He's been getting debunked. He's continuously getting exposed day by day. And as it says, man, that man of sin shall be revealed, the son of perdition, the son that brings destruction, right? That's why their borders gonna be known as the land of wickedness. These people are starting to realize who they are deep down. So let me get this. They's talking about public execution in Israel. They was doing public executions, man. It says, this is the BBC. I'm gonna just read this real quick. Let me see if I can find it on Newsbreak. They was doing public executions in Gaza, man. Putin is, you know what I'm saying? NATO is very, very close to going to war with Russia, man. Really the BRICS. So that's how you know this shit about to start escalating for real, for real. They just announced digital ID is mandatory in the UK right now. NATO and the BRICS is going at it right now. This shit's about to escalate. It's about to escalate, man. The days are being shortened. It's about to escalate. We're about to see some stuff. We're about to see some shit pop off very soon. I'm telling y'all, man. Very soon. It's about to start. Shit is escalating, man. And these people over here just living day-to-day lives. People still, what did the Lord say? Still marrying, still giving in marriage, still, you know what I'm saying, feasting, partying, all this other stuff. People still having babies. They're going to be eating them kids. I just seen a girl I went to school with. I went to school with her middle school and high school. Just about to have a kid very soon. About to have a baby very soon. Yeah, man. These people don't understand. They don't see this world changing. They don't see that the shit that's going on right now, right? I was just telling my classmate this. This economy is fucked up. And I didn't say that to him specifically, but this economy that we in is fucked up. It's on its last legs. And it happens to all, this happens to all empires, man. I even got a graphic of that. The Wadi How about Shemal Shah. I took a screenshot of that. I took a screenshot of this, and yeah, let me put that in the receipts folder, baby. Took a screenshot of this, and I took a screenshot of this. From a video I was watching earlier this week. But yeah, like I was saying, man, let me get that real quick. I don't want to forget about that. Footage shows public executions in Gaza City Street. They're going to start bringing back public executions. Why do you think America started bringing out all them, they started buying all them guillotines and stuff like that some years ago? They about to start bringing back beheadings, all of that stuff, man. It's about to be war in these streets, dog. Like, shit's about to get real ugly. It's about to get real ugly, man. Footage has emerged, this is from BBC, has emerged showing the public executions of 3 men accused of being 48 Faker collaborators in Gaza City. BBC has verified that the location of the executions was a street outside Shifa Hospital in the center of the city, which is the focus of a major Israeli ground offensive. So they claiming 3 Israelis was publicly executed. Who knows if that shit true? You gotta take what they say with a grain of salt, like I always say, man. Cause they continuously lie. All right, it says the typical cycle behind empires rises and declines. And this is a similar graphic to another thing that I have, right? And you all can screenshot that if you like. But I'm about to go ahead and read it off for y'all. It says at the bottom, the time is going towards the right. So this is me reading from left to right. New World Orders at the bottom. Rising up the hill, it says peace, prosperity, and peace, prosperity, and productive debt growth. Debt bubble and big wealth gap. And we've already passed that, man. It's a big gap between rich and poor. There is no middle class. The middle class has been gone. It's a big gap between rich and poor. Debt bust and economic downturn. Print money and credit. Revolutions and wars, debt and political restructuring. New world order, right? The changing world order. Now, remember, and they saying this might happen next week. The government might shut down, right? The government may shut down. It says productive debt growth. That's one of the first ones. The United States is trillions of dollars in debt, yet they're still paying billions of dollars to these organizations, you know what I'm saying, funding these other countries and proxy wars and stuff like that. Where is this money coming from? So as they climb up the debt ladder more and more, and they print money more and more, what do you think that's gonna bring? That's how hyperinflation happens. Debt bust and economic downturn. That's what we're about right there right now. Print money and credit, yeah. Revolution and wars. We're in that time period right now. Debt and political restructuring. Now this is another one. It has a lot. It's a little bit more detailed. You all can also screenshot that too. Is this? It's not focusing for real. It's a lot. If I can remember, I might just post these, man. Just so brothers can see them or have them. But at the bottom it says New World Order. New Order. And on the left it says China, and on the right it says USA. Now for the China size, it says, and this is from 1 to 8, numbers 1 to 8. Strong leadership and inventiveness. Inventiveness. Salakia. What does that word mean? The quality of being inventive. Oh, creativity. Okay, that's what I thought. Education, strong culture, good resource allocation, good competitiveness, strong income growth, strong markets and financial centers, right? So China is on the rise right now. That's what this chart, this graph is depicting. Then it says at the top of this graph, numbers 9 through 12, it says less productive, overextended. That's what America is suffering right now. They're overextended. And that's what happened to the fall of Rome. That's what happened to Rome. They have bases everywhere. It might have been a general or someone, I can't remember, who joked about this when, Iran and Israel was going through their little conflict they was going through for a minute, which is going to end up becoming Arabs as a whole coming together and coming against them, Arab nations. That dude said Iran shouldn't have placed their country around all of these American military sites, because America have literally the whole Iran surrounded. Like, it's a whole bunch of military sites over there in Western Asia. All right, number 10, overextended, losing competitiveness, wealth gaps. That's happening right now. Only the rich really can survive. The rich are the only people that can survive right now and maintain a steady life over here in America. The poor, yeah, people more and more sleeping in their cars, you know what I'm saying, living check to check. It's becoming more common, living check to check. 13 down to 18 is the decline, and it's showing America on this side. Large debts, printing money, internal conflict, loss of reserve currency, weak leadership, civil war / revolution, new order. So that's basically the last thing before they have new order. That's what's going to happen. They have to have some type of conflict in order to bring this to pass, which we've been saying. You know what I'm saying? Shit have to hit the fan scenario in order for this type of stuff to come to pass. Until then, though, we're still here in Babylon the Great. We are still here in Babylon the Great. Now, carrying on. Let's get this, man. I was reading this, and I want to, oh yeah. Can I type despised? All right. Jeremiah 49 and the 13th verse. It says, we can get verse 12. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it, right? These people, so-called white man, Americans, America, Babylon the Great, as well as these other countries, but specifically America, is not going to go unpunished for the things that they've done to us as a people and a whole, as well as the other nations. And those 48 fakers, them small headers too. Your ass not safe. Y'all are the elite. Y'all are the head of Esau Edom. Y'all gonna get it the worst. I've heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, Salakia. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation. And Basra was an ancient city in Babylon, or Salakia, in Edom. An ancient city in Edom. A reproach, a waste, and a curse. And all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. The Lord is going to lay their land desolate, man. I have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather you together and come against her and rise up to the battle. So the Lord is already doing this right now. He's forming this. He's forming this throughout the nations. He's bringing these nations together, gird themselves up. He's pumping their, you know what I'm saying, building their confidence in order for them to come against America. They're going to come and fight against America, right? They're going to come together. They're going to join forces. They're going to say, you know what? We tired of what they've been doing to us. we're gonna join together and we're gonna come against them. And then that's gonna be that. In America and Israel, they're gonna be in a war fighting all the other nations. And these people who are out here, who, whether they hear or whether they forbear, which I don't care about none of these people right now that's in front of my face, they Edomites. They are going to be charcoal for the fire. They're fucked. But Israelites out there listening and watching, okay, repent, turn back to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, or else you will be in that barbecue as well. That's the only way you're gonna make it out of here. Confessing the true names and doing the will of the Lord, right? Fear the Lord. I've heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle. Here's my point. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men, right? So imagine you got, it's already been said that as far as Edomites go, the UK, or I want to say England, either the UK or England, probably the UK, and Australia is only 1/3 of China military. China been building a military power. Keep the boys, right? Send the women off to another nation. We just want boys for our military. We got a big ass military now. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thy heart, O thou dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh the Lord. Also Edom shall be a desolation, everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof, right? America very soon is going to be known as a border of wickedness, a place where the wicked dwell and live and was prosperous. Very soon, their name is not going to be mentioned no more. These nations are going to start coming against America and Donald Trump. They really hate that nigga. Rocket the whole Ba'ashem Yahushua. They really hate that nigga. And the more he does to these other nations, the more and more he creates enemies for America, which is going to bring these prophecies to come to pass. Like we've been saying. We can get Jeremiah 49:20. It says, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, that he hath taken against Edom and his purposes, that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, the Israelis. Surely the Amalek. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them, right? So that's why America, Babylon the Great, Amalek, these so-called, you know what I'm saying, small hatters, these ish people, this how much of a hoe these people is as a collective. They have that mentality that if we go down, everybody going down. So if I fall, everybody fall, right? So if I fall, we fall, goddammit. They have that spirit on them. That's why they'll sabotage some shit. Israel know they don't got military power, but yet they'll drag America into the shit. they'll know this. Knowing this, they'll drag America into the shit, right? That's what they'll do. Jeremiah 50:45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, that he hath taken against Babylon, America, and his purposes, that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans, which are Edomites. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. They both gonna go down together. They both are gonna go down together. Donald Trump been making threats to Russia and Putin and stuff like that. Donald Trump threats on Russian jets and NATO. They had Russian jets what they thought was flying over Alaska territory when it was really international waters. Because, you know, Russia and America are very close together. Alaska right there. Let me see. See if I can find that clip.
Mr. President, do you think that NATO countries should shoot down Russian aircraft if they enter their airspace?
Yes, I do.
Would you back them up? Would the United States help them out in some way?
Depends on the circumstance, but, you know, we're very strong toward NATO. NATO stepped up. You know, when they went from 2% to 5%, that was great unity. Trillions of dollars is being pumped in, and they're paying us for the weapons that we send. But that was a big day. Nobody thought a thing like that could happen. You had countries that weren't paying 2%, and now they're all paying 5%. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of weapons they're buying, and they're buying them from us. They're buying them from the U.S. You know, in the old days, Biden gave them everything, gave them $350 billion worth of money and weapons. It's a lot of money and a lot of weapons that we got really not much for it. We gave the money to Ukraine to fight, and they've proven they're very brave. I mean, look, they're fighting, and this is a war going on 3.5 years, and people thought it would be over quickly because Russia's a big military power, and Ukraine, I tell you, they are good fighters. Got to hand it to them. They have a lot of courage, a lot of guts. Thank you very much, everybody.
Mr. President, do you think that NATO countries...
In response to that, you know what I'm saying? A Russian military, a Russian government official, I'm gonna just say that, said that if any of y'all shoot our jets down, it's y'all ass. That's your ass, Mr. Postman. You know what? I might just have to watch Friday tonight. I've been thinking about that movie, man. Friday is a good movie. But no, man, I'm telling y'all, dude, like this nigga Donald Trump, that's why the elder Apostle Tahar said, the Wada Yahweh Shimi Al shot for Donald Trump. He's gonna bring us salvation. All the things that they've been doing, you know what I'm saying? The lack of wisdom have really started to show in them as a people, as a whole. It really has. You know what I'm saying? It started to show more and more. Let me see.
Breaking news. Russia just flew 4 fighter jets into U.S. airspace over Alaska. This is insane. And here's the crazy part. Russia
That's what happened earlier.
Russia has now threatened the United States with nuclear war and then NATO at the same time because of 2 different things that were said today. The first came from the Russian ambassador to France. I don't know why, but In an interview, he said that NATO potentially shooting down a Russian plane in Allied airspace would be war, which doesn't make any sense because that would mean that Russia had violated someone else's country's airspace, and they should, yes, take down said plane if they deem it to be a threat. This ambassador also...
Yet, the U.S. does stuff like this all the time. Remember that.
Went on to say that, you know, there are many NATO planes that violate Russian airspace, deliberately or not, but it happens quite often. They're not shot down afterward. There has been no recorded instance recently of NATO doing that, just so that you're aware. And for the other threat, which was the nuclear threat, we're going back.
I'm gonna just say this: France as a whole is just a joke, man. They're a joke. They're not even a threat. They're not even a threat.
Back to Medvedev, who's a big ally of Putin and former president. He was responding to comments that Zelensky said during an interview with Axios. Zelensky was talking about how Donald Trump gave Ukraine permission to strike deeper inside of Russia, and that there's many things such as energy infrastructure and arms factories, and that ultimately Ukraine is going to be putting a lot more pressure onto Russia, and maybe they could have more American weaponry to use to hit other things, and that maybe Moscow should be prepared to understand that they need to know where their bomb shelters are. Kind of like if we need to add more pressure, we will if you don't stop your war. Medvedev responded in a weird way. He goes, the Kyiv drug addict said that the Kremlin should know where a bomb shelter is so its occupants can hide when he uses long-range American weapons, saying, what the freak needs to know is that Russia can use weapons a bomb shelter won't protect against. America should also keep this in mind, referring to nuclear weapons. Things are getting fiery right now. I'm going to be sure to keep you guys updated on all of this, so please do share my videos and follow me for more. Russia has now threatened the United States.
And I will follow that dude. But no, man, that happened, you know what I'm saying? TikTok came to a deal with America where now that content is going to be, you know what I'm saying, be distributed by America as well as the ish people, man. So that's going to be controlling what they put out and what can and cannot be said through TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Famine of the word coming soon. That's why I says, let me get this. Isaiah 55:6. We're in a grace period right now, y'all. With all of this stuff going on, we can read from the top Isaiah 55:1 because I want context. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that hath no money, come ye. Buy and eat, yeah. Come buy wine and milk without money and without price. Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. Incline your ear and come unto me. Hear, and your soul shall live. And I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and commander to the people. Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, and nations that knew not thee shall run unto thee, because of the Lord Yahweh thy God, and for the Holy One of Israel, for he hath glorified thee. It says, in my point, seek ye the Lord Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. So as it reads in the scriptures, man, you know what I'm saying? Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Seek the Lord while he may be found, because very soon we're not going to be out here. We're not always going to be out here on the highways and the byways, man. We won't always be out here on the YouTube for y'all to find us. We not always gonna be able to be contacted through phone, through text message. So seek, this is the Lord speaking through me, through the Spirit, Lord willing. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Seek Yahweh Shai, while he may be found. We're in a grace period right now, but there's no telling how much longer we're gonna be in that grace period. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than yours, and my thoughts than your thoughts. So what was I saying before that? The threats that he's been making, famine of the word, yeah, through TikTok and whatnot. I don't see no chariots out here right now, man. I just see planes in the night sky. My pops usually tell me to go out and look for them around 10 o'clock, though. And there has been instances where he called me and he been all the way somewhere else, and I have seen chariots. I haven't seen none in a minute because I've been out here just stargazing. But here's my next. It says Israel's creating false flags by saying ISIS is going to do terrorist attacks in the UK and America. And I don't even remember what I was talking about they have been warning about ISIS and Al-Qaeda and all that stuff in the news recently, though. And I said, nation leaders walk out of Netanyahu's speech. I'm gonna play that video, man. Salakia Milikowski.
Let's do a pop quiz. And raise your hand if you know the answer.
This nigga said, let's do a pop quiz. He look mad than a motherfucker.
Mr. President, I've surrounded the final remnants of Hamas.
Man, yeah. I want to see this one.
And raise your hand if you know the answer. Here's the first question. Who shouts death to America Is it A, Iran, B, Hamas, C, Hezbollah, D, the Houthis, or E, all of the above? All of the above. Correct, all of the above. Second question. Who has murdered Americans and Europeans in cold blood? Is it A, Al-Qaeda, B, Hamas, C, Hezbollah, D, Iran, or E, all of the above? Correct. Again.
If y'all don't know this, man, Al-Qaeda and ISIS was created by these people.
So here's the point I wanted to make. Our enemies hate all of us with equal venom. They want to drag the modern world back to the past, to a dark age of violence, fanaticism, and terror. Let's do a pop quiz.
Liars, they have tongues of deceit, man. But hey, that's gonna be their own downfall. When they lying, they deceiving. They only deceiving themselves. They only deceiving themselves, man. I'm gonna get this in and probably wrap it up, man. This is Revelation 17 and 16. Oh, we say Revelation 17 and 14. These shall make war with the Lamb. And the Lamb shall overcome them. Let me get this. Revelation 17 and verse 16. We just go straight to the point. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. It shall make her desolate and naked. It shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. The 10 horns is talking about the EU, man. European Union. These nations, man, they starting to hate and despise America as well as Amalek. These people, you know, they starting to hate them as a collective, as a whole. It's gonna continue on. So it's late out here, man. It's getting dark. It's been dark for a while, but I'm glad I was able to come out here and prophesy to the whole elect Israel once again, man. So with that being said, I'm gonna close it off there, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day closer to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Remember, man, those who endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Lord willing, we'll be at that number. And with that, I say Shalom, Israel, Shalom. Keep pushing. Till next time, Salaki. Until next time, Shalom. The Wadi Hawabah Shemel Shalom.